Good morning, ladies. Hello. No eggs today? No eggs today. Boots, that's a chicken coop. Boots, get out of the chicken coop. Oh, good grief. Well, they don't seem to mind. Can I lock you in here? Okay, bye, Boots. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the homestead. You might be wondering where I'm sitting, and technically, I guess it's my kitchen. The bathroom's over there, and the stairs will be over here, and you're in the living room. So this is the base for our cabin. So we're pretty excited to actually see something here that we can look at other than the few concrete blocks sticking out of the ground. So here, let me take you around. I'll show you what we've got, what we built. So the floor is all done, and we got the 5/8 tongue and groove on here, and then all the joists. On top of these, on top of the footings, I've got pressure treated wood, because you don't want regular wood sitting on the concrete. And then in here I've got two sheets of pressure treated plywood, and then I've got more here if I need them. And this is just in case something ever shifts. I can jack it up, and I can either remove one or I can slide another one in just to re-level. Just trying to think ahead. I mean, who knows? So what we got in here, in between the joists and the 5/8 flooring, is a reflective bubble wrap sort of material here. It's a double bubble heat reflector, and it was cheap. It didn't cost much. It's easy to put down. You just lay it down before you put the flooring on, and it also acts like a vapor barrier. Before everyone tells me I'm crazy, this is an installation idea I got from a guy on YouTube here. I think his YouTube channel is Off-Grid Homesteading, but they call him Boss of the Swamp, something like that. Anyway, I'll link his videos. I think he's got at least 3 on this reflective material, and I'll link them in the bottom of this video if anyone wants to have a look. He does a pretty good job of explaining how it works, and he shows it in the winter, and it seems to work. So we thought, it's quick and easy, and if it doesn't work, I guess I'll be crawling underneath and putting something else in there. And then you have to build a skirt that fills in under the cabin to keep the cold air out, and you have another reflective layer on the inside, and then an air gap to your whatever sheeting you'll put on the outside. And then that seems to create air pockets, and you start to build up a number of like barriers. And anyway, like I say, before everyone tells me I'm nuts, go check his videos out. And like I say, there was another reason I went with this, because things don't get built around here as fast as maybe a real construction site does. And I knew it was going to rain on the deck, so after we finished putting the boards down, actually before we put the boards down, as we were building it, we siliconed all the joints, all the tongue and grooves, and everywhere the boards went up together to try and keep the moisture from penetrating into it. And then Pam went along with a sprayer, and she sprayed like a Thompson's water seal type product. Did a couple coats of like just a misting over top of the wood, trying to stop again any the moisture from soaking up too much rain. But we didn't want to do like an insulation floor first. I mean, like a fiberglass floor, and then have the rain somehow penetrate the floor and then just soak it, and then it's garbage, right? It's just moldy. So this was one of the reasons we went this direction. It was inexpensive. If it does get wet, you just crawl underneath, put a little slit in it, let the rain out, and then patch it up with a piece of tinfoil tape or something like that. So we'll see. This is guess it's a bit of an experiment. There, yeah, you can see the reflective insulation, and you know, like there's nowhere for critters to live in there. So we'll see. We've had some rain. Oh yeah, look at that. We've had some rain, and looks like it did leak through a bit there. So you just go and you put a little slit in the bubble wrap, let the water drain out, and then you just come back later and patch it up with a bit of tinfoil tape. So that's yeah, that's it. Our fancy floor done. So I'm gonna start dragging some 2x6s up here, and we'll start putting a wall together. I don't know how much I'll get done today, but we'll see. So the only thing I have left to do on the floor here to finish it off is just go along and put my screws in. I was going to string line them all with a chalk line, but it's just as easy, I found, to run a tape out and then just go down and put a screw you know, at every joist, and then it's a little easier to do on your own. Pam's not here today, so I got no help. That's okay. Where there's a will, there's a way, and this seems to be the quickest way for me to do it. All right, we got the first wall up, so that's kind of exciting. It was a little heavier than I thought it was going to be, but how much could it possibly weigh? Turns out quite a bit. Rough cut lumber seems to be a little girthy, shall we say. So there it is there, the first of many. This guy here, this is where the main beam's gonna sit. It's just got a temporary board. I used that for lifting up there to help get it off the ground. But yeah, that's where the loft beam's gonna sit. And then it's a little bit out at the moment. I guess as I lifted it, it must have moved. It's supposed to go that way about an inch or so, but I don't want to mess with it. It's up and it's stable, and I managed to get a brace on there. So once I get this wall connected to it in this corner, it'll be much more stable, and then I'll tap it over and put it where it's supposed to be, I think. Yeah, I don't want to push my luck. I was smart though. I moved the car before lifting it, just in case. Well, here's something I thought you guys might want to see. We're making a beam to hold up the loft floor, and so I got a draw knife, and I was gonna peel this log, and then I figured out that you can just use a little hatchet, and it just peels off, and you're left with this beautifully smooth piece of wood. It's not all scarred up like a draw knife would do. So yeah, I think this will be oh look, we got some little damage there, but the rest of it looks pretty good. So yeah, it just comes off like a skin. Guess you learn something every day. This is a piece of quaking aspen. I'm not sure if it's this easy with a piece of fir or a spruce or anything. They're pretty sappy, but these ones aren't sticky at all. There it is, all peeled. And I kind of like this log. It's not perfectly straight. It's got a little character to it, so I think it'll look good. Whew, got hot out today. Yeah, so we're making some good progress here. We got the back set of walls up. There's going to be another wall here, so we're about 2/3 down the way of the cabin here, and I can't build any more walls because we're waiting for a load of logs, and there's some 16-foot logs in there, so I don't know if he's going to be able to back his truck through here and drop them off over there. But the gap between the house and the front of the cabin isn't 16 feet, so I can't build these walls until the logs get here and I have a chance to move them. So anyway, that's that's why we're just doing the back at the moment. But we've got our beautiful beam up the center here. I think that turned out really well. We used some big timber lock screws there just to hold that in. It is notched, so it's sitting on the beam. And yeah, so we got that up. So everything's so far is all coming together. We got a 4x4 sandwich between two studs on that side, and the same thing on this side over here. We're not going to be sheeting the outside of it with OSB. We're going to use boards. So normally your OSB skin is what makes everything so rigid once it's screwed in place. So I've got these angle braces here, and they're notched into the wall, and then nailed the crap out of them. So that makes for a pretty solid wall. So hopefully that'll be enough. I got one on this side, and I was so excited. This is the first wall I put up. I was so excited to put it up that I forgot to put the brace on. So now I have to do that with the wall standing. So I'm not really looking forward to that. I've been kind of putting it off, but it's much easier when it's laying on the ground. Oh well, maybe I'll pay attention next time. But other than that, yeah, for an amateur, I think it's coming together quite well. Yeah, I really love that post. I'm glad I didn't pick a straight one. It's got a little bit of character to it. So the next thing is just to put the joists up for the loft. I'm waiting for, Pam wants me to wait for someone to be here so I'm not on the ladder by myself, which is probably not a bad idea. So she'll be home here shortly, and then she's going to give me a hand. So yeah, I'll see if I can pop these videos out a little quicker here as things are moving along a little faster. I guess we'll just see how the build goes. But yeah, that's it for now. And thanks for stopping in, seeing how our build's going. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.